Chapter 2: Being Ethical and Socially Responsible by Ashley Bell. Overview. What is business ethics? What ethical concerns are in the business environment? How do corporations affect society and the environment? What laws and regulations do we have in place governing business ethics, and what are the agencies that enforce them? Business ethics defined. Ethics: what is viewed as right or wrong by society and on our actions or choices. Business ethics: how the ethical standards of society affect our behavior as a company. Ethical issues we might face. Fairness and honesty: making sure packaging and labels are not misleading. The Federal Trade Commission is a government agency that has set guidelines in place regulating packaging. Other issues are organizational relationships, such as placing one's own personal welfare over that of the business and its employees, or relationships among coworkers. Other problems we might face are conflict of interest, where CEOs may be on the board of directors, or divided loyalty such as bosses with stock in competing companies. Factors affecting ethical behavior. Individual factors such as bills, immoral choices, and beliefs. Social factors. Cultural norm, where in some companies unethical behavior is ingrained into everyday business. Then family or spouses encouraging questionable work behavior. Opportunity. Encouraging ethical behavior. In 2002, we put Sarbanes v. Oxley Act, which protects those who report corporate misconduct. The trade associations provide ethical guidelines for member companies of their group. And then most corporations have some kind of code of ethics outlining behavioral standards, policies, and consequences for misconduct. Whistleblowing is where individuals report misconduct straight to the press or government official if steps within the company cannot not happen. Social responsibility is how a corporation affects society and how society guides and ensures proper behavior for the corporation. Evolution of social responsibility in business. In early commerce, they worked largely by the phrase "cave emptor," Latin meaning "let the buyer beware." But between 1887 and 1914, many government regulations were put into place, such as the Interstate Commerce Act, which was the first to regulate business practices, which mostly focused on railroads and shipping rates. Then there was the Sherman Antitrust Act, which helps prevent monopolies in corporations. Then the Federal Trade Commission Act created the FTC to inspect illegal trade practices. Management has two main views on social responsibility. Economic model of social responsibility, which is where society which is where they believe society will benefit the most if corporations are left to their own devices, where they decide the price which products are sold at, how much of each product is sold, and such. Then the socioeconomic model of social responsibility, which believes that corporations should focus more on the company's effect on society rather than on profits. Public responsibilities of business. Consumerism, which is referring to the rights of the consumer, such as the Consumer Bill of Rights, which was set in place by John F. Kennedy to ensure for the rights of consumers. They include right to safety, right to be informed, right to choose, and right to be heard. But in 1975, President Ford added right to consumer education, allowing people to openly ask corporations about their products. Ethical employment practices. It is believed that everyone should have equal employment opportunities, including minority groups. A minority group is a religious, political, national, or other group regarded as different from the larger group. Affirmative action programs were set in place to help ensure minority groups have a place in all levels within an organization. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is a government agency designed to handle complaints over employment discrimination, and some firms make it their social responsibility to try and place hardcore unemployed people into jobs. Environmental concerns. Since the Industrial Revolution, companies have been striving to meet demands and increase profitability, sometimes putting the environment to the back burner. Issues such as water and air pollution and the environmental sustainability have been called into question. In recent years, many regulations have been put into place to help prevent pollution. And some companies have taken to green marketing, which is the process of creating, marketing, and promoting products that are environmentally. Along with the concerns that we have had for the environment, we have put many key laws into place, such as National Environment Policy Act of 1970, which created the Environmental Protection Agency. Then we had the Clean Air Act Amendment, which was the first air pollution law that was set into place. Then, along with the Water Quality Improvement Act, Resource Conservation Act, and Oil Pollution Act. Implementing a program for social responsibility. Commitment. Getting CEOs, head officers to agree that change needs to happen. Planning. Figure out a plan that can be effectively established in the corporation. Appointing a director. Find someone within the company that can enforce the new plans and policies. Social audit. See how the plan has affected the corporation and the public's employees' thoughts are. My resources came from Foundations of Business, 5th editions from Cengage Learning, and all my pictures came from Bing Image Clip Art. Thank you for your time and patience.